Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Well, you're in now. You're in it deep.
Yeah.
So, funny enough, I wasn't sure if Nick would get into this. I wasn't, because I was into it, but I'm easy to get into certain anime. But now that the plot has opened up, not only am I more into it, now Nick is like completely just like, all right, let's go. I'm on for the ride.
I had some faith since I found out it was by the guy who made Soul Eater that I was gonna get a little more into it at least.
Yeah.
But like after the first 2 episodes, I was like, yeah, it seems like it might be a little overrated, like compared to like what people are saying like so far. But it just took a couple episodes for them to be like, by the way, we're actually doing some pretty cool stuff with this. So
Yeah.
here you go. Here's some of that.
And now here we are. We're in episode 4 now, and honestly, the plot thickens because apparently Shinra's little brother is alive somehow, even though pretty much there were no remains of him. Although Nick has a theory as to why that is, and maybe we'll see everything pan out. I don't know, but what I do know is that
I kind of have like a double theory because it's one or the other. It's
yeah.
He is the devil-faced infernal that he saw
That killed his mother.
that killed his mother, or in which case that means there's probably sentient infernals because he survived this long without people knowing where he's at. Like, and that would seem to indicate that there's some level of sentience there. Also, the fact that he didn't kill his brother, because if he was just animalistic, like, you know, burning everything, you would think he would have got caught in it as well.
Yeah.
He's either that or he's very lucky. But the other one is that he's still alive, but the demon-faced infernal is not him, and he was just somehow escaped too when they were separated. So who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if Cigarette Guy is his brother to an extent, but I don't think that makes sense because he looks a lot older than him.
Well, yeah, he is. And his brother was a lot smaller.
Yeah.
His brother was a baby.
The other guy doesn't look super old, like the creepy Spike Spiegel.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
that could be him, but it's either that or those two guys know he's still alive, but they haven't shown him still.
Yeah.
So,
And
if he is the demon-faced fire guy, then that's inconsequential. But like one of those two, in my opinion, is probably what it is. Obviously.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to see. So
I don't think it's gonna be a case of like, oh yeah, he just happened to survive the fire and he's a normal guy living somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think that either.
Unlikely in anime.
I think there's something more to Shinra's brother. I'm not sure 100% what it is.
Obviously.
But I'm thinking your theory may be on the nose. At least one of them. I think the first one might be more on the nose because, you know, that would actually be horrifying.
The first one to me is pretty obvious. So I mean,
yeah.
So both things are both expected and unexpected in their own ways at this point.
Yeah,
So.
well, we're just gonna have to see as this goes forward. So anyway, this is episode 4 of Fire Force. Here we go.
And then sometimes there's people who are just way better at me than writing stories, and they do completely unexpected out of the realm of any of my guesses. So
yeah. Hey, you think that cloud looks like fire? Wait, patch on the arm. 5. Oh my gosh.
So I guess she's clearly not one of the good ones.
Apparently not. Gravel, was it? Wow. And they seem to be into it.
She's like a dominatrix.
Damn it.
やはり昨日の事件、通称ジョーカーに関するニュースはなしか。
やっぱり特殊消防隊は何か隠しているんでしょうか。
訓練施設を吹っ飛ばしたジョーカーの肺の解析結果が出ました。どうやら主成分は焔人の肺のようです。
Whoa.
死者の肉体を利用するなんて土下
So
座
they're disrespectful and deadly.
Damn. Take me to church.
Doesn't seem to be a large congregation there.
No.
現在の炎。
こちらキャメロット城の主アーサー・ボイルだ。
失礼しました。第8特殊消防
Good job, Maki. Good job.
はい。犬が木の上に登って降りられなくなっちゃったみたい。
Do
助
what?
けに行ってくれませんか？
犬の救助？一般消防士の担当じゃないのか。
消防官と一般消防士を混同した間違い電話はしょっちゅうなんです。
あれ、犬っていうか守くんじゃね。
いやはや。
What the hell? Alright, if you climb up the tree again, I'm not coming to get you.
なんで木の上に。
商店街のイベントで風船を配っていたら近所の大学生にウェイされてしまいまして、消防士の連続殺人犯を覚えています。彼の事件があってから消防庁と消防士への国民の不満が大きくなり、たまにこうして意地悪をされることがあるんです。今日まさに判決が下る予定です。
よって被告人節夫宮本を無罪とする。
ちょろいちょろいわ、法律とかちょろい。
Oh!
Unlucky for him, I guess.
Well, that's just bad luck.
Oh, God found you guilty. Oh, he's talking.
That's not good.
無罪にして助けてやったじゃないか。
Damn.
自我がある？面白い。何としても欲しいな。
シンラとアーサーはどうした？
マッチボックス。
シンラ、アーサー、この辺にいるのは分かっている。勝手にブラブラ出て行きやがって。貴様ら、帰ってきたらあちこち立たないくらい。
二人ともごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
What? Maki!
何でもするからどうしたんですか？
Not fair.
じゃあなアーサー、先行くぜ。何すんだよ。
はいよー、シルバー。
I'd throw his ass off. I'm sorry. I'm throwing your ass off. I ain't a fucking horse, motherfucker. Get off my back. Hi, Sila.
That was not what I was expecting him to say at all.
Dude, but damn.
That's awesome.
Arthur's such a lovable idiot. God, what an idiot.
I thought I was gonna hate him when he first came in, but he's fucking hilarious.
お前ら何やってる？行動だぞ。
そんなことより焔人が出たんですよね。
上野地区裁判所で殺人の被告人が焔人になった。
He got found innocent and then turned into an infernal. Wonder if there could be any link to like an emotional rush or something like that.
I saw the ashes come out.
やめろ。
なんさ。
That was pretty cool.
お前のせいで守君が木の上にウェイされたんだろうが。そうだ。
Wait.
そっち。
That's your beer.
お前ら特殊消防官か。
プスプスコメント。プスプスコメントさん。
Oh no.
本当に喋っているな。こいつは逃げ場なしか。分かった。降参するわ。
何？
お前らが殺人集団じゃないなら許してくれるよな。なあ。
あいにくお前のようなクズを許せるほどお人よしでもない。
やっぱり人殺し集団じゃねえか。 けるのはお前しかいない。
あいつの言葉に耳を貸すな。あいつを処理しろ。よし行け。
はい。処理、人口、自我のあるあいつを。
この町はまるでおもちゃ箱だな。
What's up, homie? Good shot.
俺が消防士次第に何人助けたか知ってんのか。お村人次第に何人か殺しても文句ねえだろ。助けた数と帳尻合わねえんだよ。
Dude just punted a Toyota. Oh.
違う、ヒーローだ。
回収に出るぞ。
炎は魂の息吹。シスターの祈りはねえけどお前には十分だろ。灰は灰として。
俺だって死ぬのが怖えんだよ。せめて最高くらいシスターのやつらがない。
Don't turn your back on him.
それまでおとなしく悔い改めてろ。
そうするよ。
Oh.
第5特殊消防隊大隊長。
なんだよいきなり。話せや。
連れて行け。
待て、そいつは第8で鎮魂する。
私は大隊長だぞ。歯向かう気か。
You're not my captain,
あ
bitch.
んたじゃない。
Whoa. What?
なめろ。
あなた方第5のやり方は少し横暴じゃないですか。
なめろと言っている。取り押さえろ。フィフスエンジル3参上。
邪魔だ、どけ。お前ら第5はどうなってんだよ。
ガキ一人尻餅ついただけだろ。焼いたわけじゃない。
かかってこいよ第5。第8の二等消防官新楽坂部が相手してやる。
面
I have a
白
feeling
い。
he's about to get in a lot of trouble.
Oh.
ここは第8の管区です。少し勝手が過ぎませんか。
お村人化した時点で戸籍では死亡扱いとなり、まだ化学犯もないと聞く。せっかくの検体だ。第5が持ち帰り調査した方が人体発火の謎を突き止めるための一歩になるだろう。
She's
あとは第
lying.
5にお任せします。
What?
だしあ第8の大隊長ってさ、無能力の雑魚なんだろ。ああ、マジだっせ。なんだと貴様。やんのかこら。大雑魚長の部下がしゃしゃってんだよ、二等雑魚が。
Oh. Where'd that come from? Okay, Maki, you get points back.
第8の炎はそう簡単には消せんぞ。
第5特殊消
What
防
was that
隊
about?
帰還するぞ。
Maybe they're related or something.
Maybe, I don't know. It seems now we're going to have a bit of butting heads between the 8th and the 5th. The 5th looks like they got a lot more people.
Yeah, I feel like she's probably one of the reasons that they formed the 8th to investigate stuff.
Probably. I mean, because...
She appears to not be doing shit exactly.
Well...
Probably by the book, if I had to guess.
Well, if she is following protocol and sharing information, especially if she's invading other jurisdictions to do so, I mean that's that's very highly frowned upon. For instance, there was a drug investigate. You want to know why drug investigations in a lot of big cities never make any headway?
Because people don't share information between jurisdictions. There.
Exactly, because they're afraid by communicating between each other, the bad guys will learn more because they don't know who to trust. And that's just like, there was this big drug investigation in the 70s to take on heroin. And there was a guy in New Jersey who was investigating it. And turns out the guy lived in New York. And it pretty much meant he couldn't do anything unless he had New York's permission from the jurisdiction of New York to do something. And not only New York, but New York City, also whichever borough it was in, also I forget the term, but it was like 8 different jurisdictions. He pretty much had to kiss the ring in order to be able to investigate one guy.
He had to have the permission of like the guy that was over the city, then the guy that was over
the county,
the police in the city, and then the guy that was over the specific precinct, and then the guy that was over the specific area in the precinct.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
All of those guys had to be like, for him to be able to do anything, essentially, is what you're saying.
And if one guy felt like they weren't getting their pound of flesh, nope.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. I mean, and for this, it's pretty much the same thing. The jurisdictions in here, the 8 different jurisdictions, are all their own separate entities, but yet, if one oversteps the bounds into the other, that one jurisdiction, because there's no really oversight committee, they pretty much can just be like, so what are you going to do about it? Yeah, we overstepped our bounds. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what we got here. And, of course, Hibana, I think that's her name, Hibana, the captain of the 5th.
Yeah, that's definitely her name, because I know she has the same name as Hibana from Siege.
Yeah. So
it'd be funny if they gave Hibana Princess Hibana skin in Siege.
Oh God, with the
Fire
pink
Force
hair,
outfit.
with the pink hair and the Fire Force jacket.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious. And her power, I'm not sure what it is, but she seemed to have sort of like a tranquilizing effect on Shinra.
It reminded me of the dominatrix lady from My Hero, actually.
Oh yeah,
Midnight.
Yeah, where she exposed her skin, and by doing that, it pretty much intoxicated and put everyone around her to sleep.
Yeah,
I think she might have a similar thing to that.
It's like a paralysis type thing. It looked like. It's like I thought for a second he was actually gonna lick her shoe, and then I was like, so it's like mind control. That sucks.
But instead, he's just like, "Can we talk seriously for a minute?" Hey. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there was a point where I was like doing sit-ups one day in gym class, and there was a girl walking around with a skirt on, and I was just like, "All right, hi there, hello there."
It's like, well then.
Well, I saw it, but she kept walking, and I was just like, okay. I was like 15 at the time. Jesus. Took me by surprise. I knew the girl too. She was she was like really good friends with my sister. Never came over to hang out actually, but apparently her and my sister did go out and like quote unquote party a lot. So, I guess that's one thing.
I don't think I've ever seen any women be that not careful. Like, usually
I think
if they were wearing skirts, they're pretty aware of like.
Yeah, I think that girl just didn't care.
Yeah, being careful.
I think
maybe not.
She just did not care. She was that kind of girl who didn't care.
It just reminds me of
ultra confident.
Other anime is what my brain always goes to because it seems to happen in anime all the time. It's like, well, I know Light's sister and Death Note makes a comment because Misa's walking up the stairs and she's like, "You can see her underwear." And her mom's like, "Shh, that's rude.
Don't say anything." For me, I don't know. For me, I've only experienced like 1 or 2 moments of like where I consider it like anime fan service in my life. like a fan service moment, and I'm just like, this is like one of life's little moments that just gives me a bonus, and I'm just like, thank you. I mean, I know you've taken a shit on top of my head for like the last 7 or 8 years, but thank you for this. And one of them was that. Another one was when I walked in on my sister's other friend, who at the time was a Miss Teen USA, or Miss, not, she was a Miss Teen USA, but then she went on to Miss USA, and at the time she had just competed in that, and I walked in on her right as she was getting out of the shower. She didn't lock the door. In the hotel room. What? It was her fault.
I almost walked in on my friend's sister one time.
Oh God!
And then like I realized like as soon as I had like cracked the door that like the mirror was like steamy and stuff, and I was just like, no.
Yeah, better not do that.
Yeah, so I closed it back, and I was just like,
how gentlemanly of you.
Right?
Me on the other hand, I just had to piss. I really had to piss really bad, and I was in the elevator just like, okay, and then I get in there, I open the door, I don't even think about it. I open the bathroom door, and as soon as I start crossing, all of a sudden I look over, and out walks this beautiful image of a human being, and I'm still dripping wet from getting out of the shower, and I'm like, okay, and I turned around and ran out, and I'm like, I am so sorry.
I think the closest thing to a fan servicey moment I've ever seen is there was a girl that I went to college with that I've told you about this chick, but I thought she was really fucking cute, and she always had Invaders M shirts and stuff. And I was
God,
I'm gonna talk to that girl one day. She's really cute. And I was just always too shy to do it. And then come to find out after we got out of college, she got boob implants and started like Instagram modeling and shit. And so I was just like, fan service. That's fan service. It's like.
Other one I can't say. I
didn't really think I'd ever get to see her naked, but apparently so.
Well, I didn't ever. Okay. The other moment, like the last moment, the most recent one was when I was still in college. It's been a while. And it was
Also, I'll always say fan service like that because of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. If nobody got the reference. So.
Oh yeah.
Fan service.
And well, last one was this girl I was in theater class with. We were doing this exercise where we were in characters, and we had to mimic certain things, and I don't know what perplexed her to not wear a bra that day, but all of a sudden her character was supposed to come up behind me and embrace me after like my character had hinted at like committing suicide, and all of a sudden she like wraps her arms around my waist and tells me, no, it's not worth it. There's so much more. And I'm like, and all of a sudden I forgot my lines because all of a sudden I'm just like,
nerd, maybe.
I'm like, how and I tried to maintain my cool, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. I actually like choked up there a little bit. Sorry about that. Like pretending like I choked up. And then all of a sudden, like, she was just like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm good. And she's just like, I'm sorry, did I grip you too tight? Did that throw you off? And I'm like, no, it wasn't you. It was me. I'm sorry. It was just, and like, literally, I was just like, and after that class is over, I'm just like.
It'd been funny if you were just like, oh, right, you're right. It isn't worth it.
God. Life is worth it. Yes. Oh, God. But yeah,
it's just like it would have been really funny, like for an ad lib, just been like, just kind of like hug her back. It's like, hey, life is worth it.
Hey, life is worth it. No, that was it was a scene from Angels in America, and that's a very depressing play. Very depressing. My God.
Comic relief.
There is no comic relief. It's about AIDS in America. That's. I know that we. Well, there wasn't any comedy back then. Whenever Angels in America was just like taking over the world and like in theater and on like HBO, like everyone loved it. Like it was just like, oh my gosh, it's so poignant and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful idea of a film or of a play, but Jesus, it is so sad. All right, well,
wasn't that basically also what Rent is about?
Yes, except here's the thing with Rent. It's set in Alphabet City. And Alphabet City was one of the first places to really be hit by it. Whereas Angels in America is about it literally affecting everybody.
I could never get through Rent. Like, my friends tried to show me the beginning of it, but...
Oh, you couldn't get past the...
They tried to show me that...
We're not gonna pay.
Yeah, it's like, they tried to show me that, like, right after watching Repo the Genetic Opera.
That's a bad time.
Yeah, no, it was just...
It's a bad time to show someone Rent.
I can't stand the music in this. Like, it's not good. I know people like it and shit, but it's not my thing at all.
Well, I will say this. There are some songs in it that are a bit much. But I will, I'll say
it's catchy in that really fucking god-awfully obnoxious way, like Taylor Swift. Like,
oh, I wouldn't.
It's like you hear it and it keeps going in your head, but you fucking hate it.
I would never compare Taylor Swift to Jonathan Larson. John Larson was a much better songwriter.
Yeah, maybe, but it's still catchy in an obnoxious way.
Okay, no, and you have the right to think
however
that.
many fucking numbers of minutes like get stuck in your head, and I can't even remember the amount because it's.
I remember it like it was yesterday, man.
I know other people do, but I never remember it. So I'm just like minutes.
So
like, and it's just that shit plays in my head, and I'm like, fuck, stop.
I won't say it, but I will say this: that song, which is called "Seasons of Love," "Will I," which is about coming out and telling people that you are HIV positive, and embracing it and coming to terms with it. No longer in that stage of denial. That's what that song, "Will I," is about that, and that's a beautiful song. And then the other one, which is La Vie Boheme, which, oh god, I heard too many times in college.
Have good messages and stuff. It's just and still just not be fun to listen to. So
fair enough.
I mean, that kind of shit turned me off to it.
Each
to be fair, musicals in general usually do that. The style of music that is used in musicals most of the time is the reason I don't really like musicals. Is because it's a style of music that I just don't give a shit about.
Well, each style of those songs is different. La Vie Boheme is like a traditional Broadway number, whereas Will I is like an acoustic folk song, and then Seasons of Love is gospel.
And do you know how many of any of those three genres of songs that I actually like?
That's fair.
I can probably count them on both hands at least. Like,
I'll say
songs that I like, I can't think of one. Unless you want to actually count like Christian metal as like gospel metal, but I don't think they call it that. Like,
I know. Well,
so in which case you can count like the Ocean Walker and shit as some of the gospel songs I like, I guess. But
Amazing Grace is probably...
I walk across the ocean. It's a lot different sounding than a lot of gospel music.
Well, yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, the traditional gospel songs are, the number one that everyone talks about is Amazing Grace. In which Amazing Grace is an amazing song.
Grace is a pretty good song.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the few. But then folk acoustic, like... Maybe there's a couple of bands I've heard that I'm like, they're not bad. Like,
I'll tell you one that no matter who, Jim Croce and Cat Stevens are the two that stick out to me the most.
Yeah, I don't know anything about them really.
Well, I'll let you.
I'm thinking like probably like more modern folk acoustic, like some stuff that people would probably consider like indie folk acoustic. Stuff.
Yeah, that stuff they try.
Some stuff I've heard that I like.
Mumford
okay,
and Sons and shit like
not
that.
Not Mumford, but like the Decemberists.
Oh,
like, the Decemberists are pretty damn good. Actually.
Yeah.
I think some of their stuff could be in that genre. And then what was the other one again? Broadway? Like, I don't know any Broadway.
Oh, tradition. Well,
yeah, Broadway numbers
Broadway
that
songs.
I actually like. I don't know any for sure. Like,
well, I'll say this. I grew up around that kind of stuff in high school, and I liked
thing
it
to
some
something
degree.
like that I can think of is I feel like Disney kind of goes sort of quasi-musical a lot with their old animated films, like I guess it's kind of a Broadway style,
kind of,
and, like,
yeah.
Be Prepared, but it's like it sounds so different from like all the other Disney songs.
Well,
that's the reason I like it. It's got like the actual like
the reason why they're able to do it is because
xylophone sounds in it that sound like they're playing on the bones.
Well,
and stuff
you
like
can
that.
get away with a lot more in animation than you can on Broadway. On Broadway, you're stuck on a stage with practicality, whereas animated, you can do literally anything that pops into your head.
But yeah,
and that's why there's no limit on what,
like they're all different
lyrical
styles,
content.
but they're all styles I don't fancy at all. So
that's fair. But, okay. Anyway, we're going to move on from this, ladies and gentlemen. This was Fire Force, Season 1, Episode 4. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you all in the next one. If you want to see the next one, head over to our Patreon right now. And also, if you want to see more from us, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to stay notified. And until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.